I perceive the positive in a negative world.
Live positive. Work positive. You can be positive in a negative world. Discover your positive life
So we're
with
gonna
Dr.
talk
Joey
about the
Faucette.
5 ways for you to be positive in a negative world.
Dr. Joey is an internationally recognized speaker who is in his 3rd decade of helping people in companies and associations, executive teams, and sales forces redefine their realities and make their dreams come true. Here's a sample of Dr. Joey's presentation, Your Positive Life, How to Be Positive in a Negative World.
I perceive the positive in the world around me. For you to be positive in a negative world is to say to yourself, I perceive the positive in this negative world. Then it occurred to me that soil did not care what it was growing. The same soil that would grow a beautiful maple sapling into a 35-foot tall tree and be beautiful and orange in the fall of the year was also growing poison ivy. Your mind is just like that soil. It'll grow beautiful, positive thoughts, or it'll grow poisonous, negative thoughts.
Dr. Joey has this rare and unique ability to tell stories and communicate wisdom that brings out the best in you. He truly coaches you to redefine your reality so you fulfill your dreams.
The second step is, I conceive the positive in the world around me. Would you say that with me? I conceive the positive in the world around me. Now, as you begin to perceive the positive in the world around you, you're going to begin to notice something about the people around you. You're going to begin to notice, because you attract like people unto you, that as you become more positive in your thinking, that you're going to attract some more positive people to you, but the negative people are really going to stand out. I like to call them Eeyores. You know how you're in a team meeting? You remember Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, right? They had team meetings all the time on Winnie the Pooh, right? They'd cast about these great ideas, and Pooh and Piglet and all these would be so excited about it. And what was it that Eeyore always said? It'll never work. You live with an Eeyore, perhaps. You work with an Eeyore, I'm sure, right? Of course you do. These Eeyores are in our lives. Well, as you begin to perceive positive thoughts more than you do negatives, those Eeyores are going to stand out in stark contrast to the rest of your life. Limit your time with Eeyores.
I believe the customer service will improve at all our hotels because of Dr. Joey's prescription for how to be positive in a negative world.
This third part of how to be positive in a negative world then has to do with this converging of resources that are beyond our control. That has to do with believing in the positive in the world around you. It stayed cold for 3 days in a row. There was this 6-foot tall snowman in our front yard, and every day she's wanting to know, Daddy, when is he gonna come alive? And so finally on the 3rd day, she asked me, Daddy, when is he going to come alive? And before I could get an answer out, she said, oh, I know. He comes alive when we're not looking. Doesn't that happen in your life sometimes? Positive things happen to you when you're not looking, and you don't know where they come from. You don't know how they appear. They just do, don't they? So that's why this third step is, I believe in the positive in the world around me, because things happen that are beyond our control or manipulation, sometimes even our influence. They just show up, don't they? And what can we do but to just say thank you and to be glad that they did?
His speech was eloquent and timely and spoke to some ever-present realities that educators must face. The audience response was overwhelmingly positive and affirming of the delivery and content of his message. His voice alone was reassuring.
James said, why do you want to give it to him? For his 40th birthday. You know what James said? I'll just give it to you, no charge. You see what happens when you perceive the positive and then you conceive it, you share it with some other people, and you actually believe that the impossible can be possible, and you achieve these positive results. You receive far more than you give. You heard the old thing about you reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. You see how it works? So that, my friends, is how you are positive in a negative world and how you can redefine your current reality so that you fulfill your dreams. Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
The participants at the workshop commented that Dr. Joey's session was one of the most outstanding they had ever attended. They certainly enjoyed his true life stories and experiences, and the way he portrayed the role of a manager. Invite Dr. Joey to speak to your company or group today. Call 1-877-4-Dr. Joey or email Dr. Joey at listentolife.org.